First of all, we're going to talk about the Fruit Full AntiOxidants. And this is what's amazing about the next three. This is the first time they have ever been a Today Special. They are also big, big customer picks. This is one that I know that I take all the time. By the way, you're going to see a clock coming right up on the screen. We have only about 7 minutes in this sneak peek to talk about this one.
So first, Fruit Full AntiOxidant Extracts. What we do here, it's important to understand what a standardized extract is. Most of the fruit and veggie products you see on the market are just dried fruit and dried veggies. They're not standardized for a specific beneficial compound. If you're just getting dried fruit and dried veggies, then just eat dried fruit and dried veggies, or eat fruit and veggies. But if you really are looking at these ingredients for the protective compounds they contain, say blueberries contains anthocyanins, as does black elder, as does blackberry. So when we're looking at these wonderful rich fruits, acai berry, when we're looking at these fruits, we're looking at their anthocyanin content, not their sugar content, not their carbohydrate content, not their calorie content. You just want the standardized extracts. And what's amazing about these products, if you open a capsule of the Fruit Full AntiOxidant Extracts, even the cruciferous extracts or the green foods extracts, it will turn the water you put it in, even though it just has a very subtle taste, the Fruit Full would turn it so dark purple it looks almost black. The cruciferous extracts, the same thing, almost black. And the green food, so dark green it's almost black. And that's because of the rich content of protective compounds. As I often say with foods, you can judge the protective nature of a food by its color or the pungency of its flavor. That's why spices are so healthy. So when we're looking at Fruit Full AntiOxidant Extracts, there's more than a dozen ingredients, each one a standardized extract. If you just looked at, you figure, oh, a dozen ingredients, there can't be much. Yeah. Even our pomegranate extract in the product is the equivalent of a few glasses of pomegranate juice in terms of punicalagins and ellagic acid, which obviously makes pomegranate so beneficial. Look at the resveratrol in there. The resveratrol, you're talking about the equivalent of dozens of glasses of red wine of resveratrol. So each ingredient of more than a dozen basically has a story like that. And we don't eat these fruits, and I really want to distinguish that these products should encourage you to consume these fruits, these veggies. It's not a substitute for them, but what we do here is extract them down so you're getting the protective molecule, the thing that is associated with their benefits. And that's what you get in all of these products.
And you know what I always think about with this is, like, I mean, I love my fruits and I'm out, but you go out and you're buying, like, whether it's pomegranate juice, whatever the juice may be, then you're subjecting your body to, in many cases, high percentages of sugar, right? And then the fruits, I love them. Even this morning I was thinking about this to tell you, because I bought a new thing of blueberries. I happen to love blueberries, but I felt like I had to consume the entire container because you pay a lot of money for them and then they go bad before you can eat them. But this way, we know that we're getting everything that we need to get, and that we're getting also the standardized extract. Because I have to tell you, Andrew, I wanted to ask you about this, because for me, every time I turn on the television, there's, like, you know, a couple of companies that are out there selling fruits and vegetables in capsules, but like they don't have anywhere near the performance. Or how are yours different?
Well, what they do is they say it's a proprietary blend, and they don't declare anything. We declare everything because you have a right to know what you're putting in your body. So when you look at a fruit or a vegetable or component in any of my products, look at turmeric or any of those things, you see exactly what you're getting in terms of standardization. That's how it needs to be. Otherwise, I assume if a company isn't proud enough to declare that standardization, then you know they're not paying $10, $20, $50 more to get that standardized extract versus just some dried fruit and veggies. And dried fruit and veggies are basically just a discard from the produce industry. When you're getting a standardized extract, that's a very careful process whereby the things you don't want, the sugar, the carbohydrate, the calories are removed, and then the specific beneficial compound, the anthocyanins, the polyphenols, those protective compounds are isolated. And then when we get that ingredient into my facility, when I talked about all the thousands of tests we perform, that's what we perform. As I always say, we trust the finest raw material suppliers in the world, but we also validate. So I always say we trust, but we validate. And that's something that you can count on when you get the product, that you know exactly what you're getting. If there's 40 milligrams of something that's giving you 20% anthocyanins, you know you're getting 8 milligrams of anthocyanins, 8,000 micrograms of anthocyanins from that one ingredient. You can do the math. It's right there on the label. Other companies don't give you that information because they're not giving you the quality ingredient. They just, it gets lost in the fine print where they say it's some proprietary blend of fruits and veggies.
Thank you so much for explaining that, because that's been bugging me lately. Okay, choices here. Your 30 caps, the 60, the 180, the 360. Let's talk about this one, though. This is the 600. So the 600 servings is your powder. We actually launched this in August. It was incredibly popular. And for those of us who are taking the capsule, right, and opening it up and putting it in our, our yogurt or our smoothies, whatever the case may be, the 600 servings is your powder. And you're getting the same amounts, right, or the same performance in
Absolutely.
each one.
It's because our products are additive free. There's no other company that if they did a powder of the active components in their product, it would be the same as the thing that's in a tablet or a capsule. We put no additives in our products. So they're identical, but it's so much more affordable for us, economical for us, to make it without the capsule. So what you get, that 600 capsule supply, and that applies to all three, whether it's green foods, fruit, the cruciferous veggie extracts, or the fruitful antioxidant extracts. All three are the 600 are the same price, and they're less than 15 cents a serving.
Wow.
So a product that always, when I introduced it, this is lower price than when I introduced it. We've managed to lower the price over the years, and it also improved it. But to think that it's less than 15 cents a serving for products that contain some of the most expensive ingredients, the fruitful antioxidants, the cruciferous veggie extracts, and our green foods. These are very expensive ingredients, standardized extracts. But, I mean, even in the 360 count, less than 20 cents a capsule, and in the 600 serving, less than 15 cents a capsule. I never would have dreamed we would be able to offer this kind of product at that kind of price.
My gosh, and the savings, of course, phenomenal. Why? Today, because this is our Today Special, or one of our many Today Specials. By the way, huge customer pick on these as well, where 90% of the reviews are perfect 5-star and 4-star reviews. So that is the Fruitful Antioxidant. By the way, it tastes delicious also. Next, are you ready to move on, Andrew?
Yes, and just so everyone knows, you can mix the fruitful, the cruciferous, you can mix it in water, in the green foods as well, depending on your taste. For me, they're very mild, taste neutral. I love the fruitful, the cruciferous extracts, and the green foods. The green foods taste like a milder kind of version of wheatgrass juice.
Definitely a milder, because I'm not a big fan of the wheatgrass. You're right, they taste great. So let's move in right on into cruciferous. So the first thing I mentioned in the very beginning, and that honestly for these three, and we'll talk about the green foods, first time that they have ever been offered as a Today Special. Here again, we have it in your 30, your 60, your 180, the 360, and then also in your 600 powder. And thank you so much for doing that for us. But it's basically the same experience, right? That none of us are really eating, what we need to eat in the proper vegetables for our body, right? Most of us think of French fries the vegetable, right?
Well, the French fry is the single most consumed vegetable in America, and it's not a vegetable, and it's not even close. I mean, I think it's some crazy number, like 40 or 50% of the vegetables. In terms of calories, it's even more.
Gosh.
Because obviously French fries are very high in calories, but asparagus, broccoli, cruciferous vegetables are exceedingly low. And cruciferous vegetables, I went through the science last night, these are, without question, and some will argue with insistence, the healthiest foods we could contemplate consuming. That entire family of cruciferous vegetables, whether it's broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale, and unfortunately, they are, without question, another quote from the science I read, the least consumed vegetables in America.
Gosh.
By far, the least consumed. So unfortunately, the least consumed is the most healthy. So as important as the fruitful antioxidant extracts is, some of us do okay when it comes to those rich-colored fruits and berries. And on those days, perhaps you don't have to take your fruitful capsule. But when it comes to cruciferous vegetables, most Americans don't do very well. And this is a great opportunity to get the protective compounds that the scientists agree that are present in cruciferous vegetables. They're called glucosinolates. These glucosinolates are molecules that are abundant in cruciferous vegetables, not really found elsewhere. So that's what we, again, standardize the product for. So when you look at the label, you will see each of the ingredients with a declaration of standardization, whether it's glucosinolates or in red cabbage, also anthocyanins. And what's really fun with these products, I don't know if, Bob, you have a glass of water out there.
Yep, here we go, already.
Whether it's the cruciferous veggies, to show just the red cabbage extract, how potent the anthocyanins are for that, you'd never expect that from a cruciferous vegetable product. And certainly when you look at the Fruitful Antioxidant, one capsule, again, the water will be so deep purple, it's basically black. Yeah, and then the green foods, so deep green, it basically looks like black on the camera. So these are powerful. As I always say, the power is in the pigment, the power is in the color, or the power is in the pungency. When it comes to cruciferous vegetables, they both have pungent flavor and they have rich color. So that's kind of a double benefit in terms of the protective compounds they contain.
And by the way, all the same sizes, savings on each one, along with your 600. Please remember that, you know, like I said, I've always felt incredibly blessed to be with Andrew, with you from the very beginning, because I attribute how I feel every day of my life to your supplements. And listen, you have choices out there, which we know, but imagine the opportunity to make one purchase today and know that you are taking supplements 100% pure, additive free. And, you know, even with the cruciferous, I think, even if you were someone who really likes these, you know, these types of vegetables, you're never going to eat the amount that your body probably really needs to reap the benefits, are you?
Well, hopefully we give it our best shot. On some days I do a great job. I never was a big lover of cruciferous vegetables, but Muriel is such a great chef. She makes even things I don't like taste good without making them unhealthy. So, but not all of us live with a cordon bleu trained chef.
Yes, exactly. You're a lucky man.
So again, I just think, and I design my products. I always say my omega-3 product, which is so popular, if I were Japanese and offering my products in Japan, I wouldn't need an omega-3 product because we eat so much fish rich in omega-3s. So I design my products based upon the reality of the American diet. And the reality of the American diet is that we don't get an abundance of the fruits and vegetables that are absolutely, unequivocally, undeniably associated with better health outcomes through the rest of our life, meaning that if you just look at big population studies, the people who have lower disease risk are the people who are eating diets richer in fruits and vegetables. So I hope what these products actually do is not just offer the protective compounds from these foods, but serve as a reminder that they need to be part of our diet. I always say that to my mom, that she has to make an effort to make sure that she incorporates these healthy foods just because they are that healthy. They make that big a difference in our health.
You know, I think that's such an important point also, why we're so lucky to have them as a Today Special for the first time, because here again, you go out to buy them, you spend a tremendous amount of money. I mean, this literally becomes pennies a day. Can I take just one capsule, Andrew?
That's how they're designed. There are no additives, so there's an abundance of protective compounds. So you only need to take one capsule of Fruitful, one capsule of cruciferous, and if you're talking about the green foods, one capsule of green foods extract. And again, it's important to remember, most products you see on the market are 10, 20, 50, even as high as 99% additives, depending on what the product is. My products, when you open that capsule, what's emptying out of that capsule are just the beneficial things you seek. That's one of the major reasons why we have to make our own products, because there's no one else in the world that makes any capsules or pills that are 100% free of additives. So all you get are the goodness of Mother Nature's ingredients that you seek. And when it comes to these ingredients, it's not easy to get them in a capsule without additives, but it's the only way I believe it should be done.
Yeah, and tiny. Look at the size of these capsules. By the way, easy to swallow. I mean, gentle on even the most sensitive stomachs out there. And before we move on, again, check out all of the fabulous savings today for 1 day and 1 day only. And thank you. I think we showed the counter. What is it already? Is it 14,000? Yeah, over
we're already in back order on some of the largest sizes I think in green foods and Fruitful, cruciferous. Yeah, this is more popular than we had anticipated, basically because it's never been a Today Special. I'm not sure if it is a Today Special again, it'll probably be more than a year.
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity to save. And the 600 serving, if you just, I don't hesitate to mix it in with anything. I'll mix the Fruitful Antioxidant Extracts just in some water, and I'll do the same thing with green foods and even cruciferous, and just down it. Or I'll put it in the water and I'll sip it throughout the day. Or I'll put the Fruitful into some oatmeal in a smoothie. I'll mix it with my meal replacement. So there's any number of ways to go about, or some protein powder or collagen. So you don't have to be afraid of their flavor. The Fruitful is just a mild berry taste. The green foods taste like a very dilute wheatgrass, so it doesn't have that kind of nasty bitterness to it. And the cruciferous extracts is surprisingly mild, just tastes kind of like earthy vegetables.
Exactly. Well, speaking of the green foods, we're going to move right into the green foods with just a couple of minutes also to talk about these as well. We'll share with everyone, hang on, let me change my card. There we go. So we can see all of the sizes, the same options, 30, 60, 180, the 360, and the 600 with benefits again of your barley, your wheatgrass, your algae, your spirulina. And you know, and what I thought about with this, Andrew, and I think with all three of these Today Specials, we have just gone through COVID where most of us were eating everything, you know, but the kitchen sink, and basically eating all the foods that were not great for our body. So this is the kind of a perfect time to jumpstart your health, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're all only recently being liberated from an interesting year-long sentence.
Oh yeah.
So and that was a bit of the reasoning behind doing this first time Today Special with these ingredients, that it's kind of an idea that we're eating healthier, we're getting outside, or hopefully we're making a decision to eat healthier, getting outside. And what were people saying, the COVID-15 or something like that? And a lot of people I hadn't seen for a while were looking very different from when I had seen them previously. and understandably, this has been a difficult time. So our green foods, if you just look at the green foods that are focused on, wheatgrass juice and barley grass, of course, ours is gluten-free, nothing to worry about there. And then and these are the primitive grasses that have been around for, obviously, for millions or billions of years. And then when we look at the even older, when we look at the primitive algae, these nutrient-rich algae, and when you look at these plants, these are the plants that, when we look at the world of plants that are responsible for the oxygen we have in our environment, for the transformation of our planet. And the most primitive of these, spirulina, blue-green algae, and chlorella, are incredibly rich in nutrition, incredibly rich in chlorophyll. That is that not even bright green color. It's so concentrated that when you mix it in water, it's so dark green, as I said before, that it almost appears black on camera because of the rich source of chlorophyll.
Yeah, look, I could put my hand behind any one of them, right? And you cannot even see it. So again, speaking to density, and by the way, I think it's really good, Andrew.
Oh, it tastes good, it tastes mild. And green foods, I consume them basically for me, it's a detoxifying ingredient. Yeah. I look at blue-green algae, chlorella, spirulina as being wonderful for detox, as well as wheatgrass and barley grass. So for me, it's just another one of those things I do to make sure that the world I live in, I have a good step that I take every day, or try to take several, in terms of detoxifying the impact of the world we live in.
Well, today for all of us again, let me show you once more all of your choices. The same in all three, your 30, your 60, your 180, 360, and of course the powder in the 600. Another huge customer pick. We talk about 90% of the reviews being a perfect 5-star and 4-star reviews. Well, Andrew, thank you so much. And we're going to be together for the whole hour coming up at noon, right?
That's right. So I have to hop in the shower and drive to get ready to be on. So hopefully I'll be there.
Well, I sure hope so. Well, it's been awesome being with you. And give the pup a kiss for me, too.
I will give them both. All right. Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you, honey.
See you soon. All right.
Take care. All right. So, again, definitely stay where you are at 009480. Again, your item number here. Amazing opportunity. We'll have that full hour, of course, with Andrew coming up at noon, but coming right back with a great item from Tony Little. Stay tuned.
Get the best deals on the things you love with the HSN